Hey guys, this is Red and Blue, and let's talk quarterfinal. Let's talk about the Champions League. The games are starting later today, and we've got four huge games ahead of us. Eight really, if you count the home and away. And so we talked about Liverpool versus PSG yesterday, which is really like the game for myself, and I guess most of the people on this channel is going to be the one that we are following most closely. But at the same time, yeah, three other big games. So let me briefly fill you in on the details, share my thoughts on those three matchups, and we can talk about who we think is going to take it, who will qualify, who will make it to the semi-final, and go to the next round of this year's Champions League. So let's start. Let's start with Real Madrid Bayern Munich, which is really the big game being played later on today between the monster Bayern Munich, the team that's really, I think, the most scary looking in Europe right now, the one that everyone is going out of their way not to face, versus a Real Madrid team that's obviously not having the best time, not having the best season, still having a lot of difficulties in the game, in their approach, in their players, in Mbappe, you can name it, all of it really. So on paper, it feels like pretty unbalanced, and I think, the first game is going to be really interesting. The game tonight in the Bernabeu, it's really going to tell us something, because as impressive as this Bayern Munich is, there is something fundamentally unpredictable about Real Madrid at home in the Champions League. And, a little bit feels like grasping at straws here, because obviously Bayern is the uber favorite for this matchup. But yeah, Real Madrid, they managed to kick out Man City in the round before, with a pretty impressive win in the way it came together. And so I think it's not impossible for this team to really kind of come together for those big European matches, and for the players to just show the best of what they can do at that point and for those kind of games. And I think ultimately against Man City, they showed a lot of cohesion defensively, which they definitely need against Bayern Munich, and with the jet fighters that they have up front, Mbappe will be there, Vinicius will be there. It can go very, very, very quickly on the counter. It can be deadly. We know, I remember Mbappe really having big performances against Bayern. If you remember that 3-2 win that we had in the snow a few years back, with Navas in goal, turning in the performance of a lifetime. That's kind of the game that Real Madrid will need to have. Courtois will need to turn in the game of his lifetime. Their defense will need to be super sharp. The midfield will need to be efficient and well coordinated. But I think, if there's one team that can derail this Bayern Munich team in a Champions League matchup, it is Real Madrid. And the fact is, Real Madrid is a little bit of the cursed opponent for Bayern Munich. They're the ones that can get them kicked out of the competition. And so yeah, in the end, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what goes. Like I said, that first game in Madrid is really gonna tell us something, because if, as I mostly expect, Bayern Munich dominates and gets the win, then it's game over. Real is not gonna come back from it in Munich in the Allianz Arena. If on the other end something a little bit unpredictable happens, which once again, Real Madrid at home in the Champions League, they're the specialist, a dodgy VAR call, something like that going on. Not impossible, and it goes very quickly for Real Madrid. A red card, an injured player, game goes a little bit crazy. Yeah, stuff could happen. And I think, we should be mindful of what that looks like. And we'll have to see if that's really something that happens. I think in the end, I said it. I think Bayern Munich is the favorite for this one, but I think it's not entirely impossible that Real Madrid pulls away something. For the first game in the Bernabeu, I'll back myself up a little bit, and I think I'll say 1-1. Yeah, 1-1, which then like leaves a little bit of everything open for the return. Still having Bayern as runaway favorites for the overall, but this is kind of what I'm looking at. Now, second matchup, Atletico versus Barcelona. And this one is also like, it's tight. Honestly, it's tight. Both teams it feels like they've played each other 43 times this season. Every time they play each other, it ends up with a lot of goals and it ends up with big wins. There was a 3-0, there was a 4-0, it goes one way or the other, but it goes by a margin. And I think both teams also have something unpredictable going on in their season. I think Atletico, between Julian Alvarez, up and downs in performances, the last season of Simeone, a team that, has got talent, but is not a European heavyweight by any means. There's always something going on for them. Versus Barcelona, which is also a big team, but can be sliced open in defense, can be beaten down in midfield, and their attackers. If Yamal has a bad night, you keep a lead on Lewandowski. It's not that hard in the grand scheme of things to put a lead on them, assuming Yamal has the off night. And I think that's where the question mark is at. And for me, like, it's really an individual offensive matchup between Julian Alvarez on one side and Yamal on the other. And I think, it's one of those where I think ultimately, like, you've got the edge to give the edge to Barca for qualifying, but that first goal in Atletico, a tough matchup, there's a lot of bad bloods as well, because the past few games have been really tense, with some referee, like, contest on the referee. Yeah, like there's drama there. There's drama waiting to happen. I think the first game in the Wanda Metropolitano, I'll say like maybe a 3-1 for Atletico. 3-1 for Atletico, which gives them an edge. And I think, I think this matchup is tight. Honestly, like, I wouldn't be completely surprised if Barcelona gets eliminated. I think they've got enough firepower to turn it around and qualify at home on the return. But yeah, anything can happen on this one. I'll still give a tight edge to Barcelona, but yeah, anything can happen. It's going to be a really interesting one, though, because I think in terms of football as well, it's, not the best looking teams in Europe right now, but with so much individual talent on the pitch that anything really can happen. And I think, yeah, like the individual players, it's gonna be really interesting. And I think, looking at how Atletico is gonna play collectively in midfield and in defense, it's gonna be really interesting versus a Barcelona team where sometimes the different lines can get isolated and sliced and diced by pieces. So we'll have to see, but yeah, it's Barcelona's got the edge. Realistically, there's a bigger team at this level of the competition anyway. I think the bigger team has the advantage. Okay, so then third matchup, Sporting Portugal versus Arsenal. Sporting Portugal versus Arsenal. Honestly, I kind of forecast a big surprise on this one. I'm like, I might be crazy. You can say it in the comment. You can think it. I'm not gonna take anything by it. But this Arsenal team that has been dominating all season, but is kind of going through a slump right now. They've been eliminated of 2 competitions. They've lost the final of the Carabao and got eliminated of the FA Cup. They've got Saka is missing, Timber is missing. They're looking at what they can probably think is an easy matchup, except it's not. And we've seen it as PSG fans. We went to Sporting, we lost there. It's not an easy match at all. It's a crazy crowd. It's gonna be a very, very noisy stadium, and it's a Portuguese team that knows how to suffer together. They know how to sit tight and defend, like their lives depend on it. And they know how to break away and make the most of the opportunities that they have. And this Arsenal team that's not looking as good as it used to in terms of the games that they produce, but even in terms of the output and what they show on the pitch. Yeah, there's something. There might be something rotten in the state of Denmark or something. I wouldn't be surprised. It's the point of the season as well, where for English team, we know they want to start focusing on the Premier League. Arsenal, they'll want to leave the Premier League more than anything. If they have to choose a title, they were talking earlier about in the season about like doing the quadruple or the treble or whatever it might be. No slice, no dice anymore. They've got the Champions League and the Premier League remaining. And the reality is that if they qualify against Sporting, they're basically playing the Champions League all the way, because even if they get eliminated in the semi-final, they will only not play in the final, which happens after the end of the domestic league anyway. So if they want to get a little bit of a respite, it's happening now. And yeah, I can see Sporting getting a result at home in the first leg. Crazy game, crazy atmosphere, the fans, intensity that maybe Arsenal isn't really quite expecting. Maybe they're going in thinking it's going to be an easy game and so on. And right now, like, they don't produce a lot. And, like, Sporting gets away with a 1-0, a 2-1 win. And they manage to hold on to a draw in the Emirates on the return. It's a long shot. Let me know in the comments. I might be going crazy with this one. But I tend to always, when I do those predictions, I tend to always try to think of where is the surprise going to come from. And I think this particular matchup, I would say, is high on my list of where the surprise is going to come from. I think that's the top one. The second one would be Real Madrid getting over Bayern Munich. I think it's a longer shot, but yeah, I think Sporting Portugal in the semi-final. I'd put a quid or two, $1 or $2 on it. Big odds. You've got to throw your cap over the wall sometimes. So that's what I'll say. I think Sporting, at least for the first game, I definitely back them to win at home. I think right now, looking at the form of both teams, looking at what they produce, Sporting as well, they're dominating the Portuguese league. The Portuguese league, we can talk about it, they're dominating, big wins every game. They're a dominant force. They're a very well-oiled collective machine. I think we're sleeping on them. I think they're underrated. They turned it around against Bodo Glimt in the last round, had a big win at home. They've got bags of confidence going into this, nothing to lose. Yeah, I'll back myself up. I think it's a one. So we'll see. And then very briefly, PSG versus Liverpool. We talked about this yesterday. Go check out the video. It was a really good one. I think PSG overall has just too much strength, technically, tactically, and mentally over this Liverpool team. Mad respect for them. I think it's going to be a way tougher matchup than what a lot of people say, including stupid people in French media that I'm not going to name. We've got to be careful. We've got to come in at full strength. If we do, we should have enough to qualify, and so that would very much be my expectation. And I think the first game at home, we win it. I said 3-1 yesterday. I think that kind of margin sounds about right for me. 2-0 or 3-1. I don't even remember what I said, but yeah, I think something in this kind of range, I'll be perfectly happy with. So we've got some cushion going back into Anfield. Knowing that we've got enough quality to go get the win in Anfield anyway. And we've done it last year, and we can do it again this year. No drama. So yeah, that's why I'm backing PSG to get it. So anyways, this is what I had for you guys on my predictions for those quarterfinals. It's getting real. It's getting real. The Champions League is really real. This is the big rounds. Who will make it to the semifinals? Who will make it to the final? And who will lift that trophy? Are we gonna go back to back in PSG? Is someone else gonna claim the throne? There's everything to play for, and it's go time now. Let me know in the comment what you think. What are your predictions for those 4 matchups? Do you agree with me? Do you think the surprise comes from Sporting or from somewhere else? Or no surprises? And as always, you made it this far, please drop a like on the video, massively helps. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, hit the bell to get notified, and don't forget, as always, in the quarterfinals, ici c'est Paris!